Hey, what's up, you guys? We are back. Can you believe it? Welcome back to episode 4 of the Cashflow Codes mini training. So if you are catching this live, come say hi in the comments. If you are here live, if you're catching this on a replay, just type replay. I'd love to kind of come back and follow up with you on any questions that you have or ask about your biggest insights or anything like that. Okay. So let me know, just comment below whether it's your name or, let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know where our audience is kind of coming in from. So yesterday in episode 3, we talked about how discipline creates consistency and how consistency creates consistent cash flow. So today we're diving into the third wake up call. And again, this entire series is around how to build and scale past 6 figures as a coach, as a service-based provider, as a digital entrepreneur these days without burnout and hustle. Okay. So if you missed episodes 1, 2, 3, go back and watch them. They're only available for the next 30 days. And then they're going, bye-bye back in the vault. Cause this is stuff that I would teach my clients, you guys, and share on keynotes and in workshops and things like that. But I want you guys to have the information because a lot of people are chasing strategy right now. And yes, you need a strategy to get to 6 figures. You need a strategy to go from 6 to, 500K and $1 million, whatever, right? Strategy is definitely important, but you can have all the strategy in the world and still not get to where you want to go, okay, in your company. Or you can feel so overwhelmed with all the strategies that you just don't take any action. So that's really what the nitty gritty of these mini trainings are, is like, yes, strategy is important, but who you are is a little bit more important. Okay. Because every day I give a 60-day success plan to a coach, or I will literally teach a woman how to craft up the perfect keynote so that she pretty much can go onto a stage and guarantee herself $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 from that stage, right? Like I can give them all the tools, but if they don't show up and do the damn thing, and if they don't show up energetically, they are not going to get the result that they want. Okay. So today we are in, episode number 4, wake up call number 3, which is all about determination, or what I like to call the go all in mindset. Now, before I dive in to determination and how to create an all in mindset, I had a question, a beautiful question, come up in one of our chats over on my Facebook page after yesterday's live. Yesterday's live was all about creating the disciplines. And disciplines are like those micro habits every day that allows us to get the consistency that we want in our business, whether it's clients, sales calls, or cash flow. Okay. So discipline is really what moves the needle forward, because without discipline, your ass ain't showing up to do anything, right? You're like, oh, I'm tired. And you're not doing the thing, right? So she had an amazing question. Her question was, when life is lifing, I love that because we all know what that means. When life is lifing, how do you push through the shit to keep disciplined? Or what would you suggest adding, or she said, or would you suggest adding one thing at a time to increase your disciplined activities, right? Again, I'm not repeating what I spoke about and what I taught on yesterday. Go back and watch that live. It is available for the next 30 days. But I just want to answer this question here. She said, my bedtime is great. I wake up at the same time is great. But I will start out really great in the morning initially, and then I fizzle out when life hits hard. And I think we can all relate to this because life hits hard, right? We've got shit happening all day, every day, whether it's kids, whether it's our partners, whether it's our clients, right? As an entrepreneur, it could be your team, right? Or it could just be life's challenges. Right? Maybe it's poor health, your freaking roof blew off, like life be lifing. So how do we continue to push through with the disciplines that's needed in order to actually get the results that we want? loved this question, by the way. So I told her to come back because I was going to drop her 3 little quick tips on how to keep going when life gets lifing. All right. So this is for you, my beautiful friend. Tip number 1 is to anchor into your non-negotiables. So when life gets heavy, don't try and do everything, right? Focus on 1 or 2 small non-negotiable habits that ground you. Right? You already have a bedtime routine. You already have your wake up, locked in. So acknowledge that as a win. First of all, queen clap for you. You've already done 2 amazing habits. You've locked that shit in. But if everything else starts dropping, I want you to remember asking yourself, I don't need to do it all, but what are my non-freaking negotiables? Okay. So I'll give you an example for mine. Like my non-negotiables are making sure that I keep my own sanity going. Okay. So when life be lifing in business, I'm like, Carissa, you cannot skip your self-care items, because when you are feeling depleted, when your energy is depleted, it's a shitstorm everywhere else, right? I'm irritable if I don't get to sleep on time. I'm moody. Like everything revolves around how I take care of myself. So to me, my non-negotiables are, Carissa, you may not get all of the meditation in every day. You may not get all of these amazing disciplines and habits that we talked about yesterday done. But what are you going to commit to? These are non-negotiables, non-freaking negotiables. Okay. So to me, that would be my daily body movement. I will never skip the gym unless I'm completely exhausted. Okay. So the gym time is like therapy for me. I work out so many internal battles in the gym. Okay. So that is a non-negotiable. Eating my meals throughout the day, non-negotiable, because I need energy, right? And my sleep is the third, really ultimately non-negotiable. Everything else I can put off to the side when life be life in it. Okay. So then I ask myself in my business, when life be life in it and I'm trying to continue to grow my business, trying to grow my company, I ask myself, what are the non-negotiables? The non-negotiables are sales and lead generation. Forget marketing, forget content writing, forget emails, forget website tweaking, forget funnels, forget all that shit. Just focus on sales and lead generation. Because without leads and without sales, you ain't got a business. What you do today will keep you in business 3 to 4 or 5 months down the road. Okay. So what you do today matters. So when I'm busy or when I'm traveling, or if I'm just like, oh, I don't want to do these things, I ask myself, Carissa, what are you willing to do that drives leads and drives conversations and eventually drives sales calls? That's it. And then I go take a freaking break and I go around and walk around the house and, whatever. Those are my non-negotiables, right? Everyone's got non-negotiables. They're all going to be different for every single one of us. But guys, if you're trying to build your company, your non-negotiables sure as shit should be lead generation and sales. Leads and sales, leads and sales. That's it. Okay. All right. So anchor in your non-negotiables. Get very crystal clear, right? Draw the boundary. Say, I will not show up for this shit. Regardless. Okay. That's my non-negotiables. Tip number 2 for you is progress over perfection. I think a lot of women strive for being perfect, right? If I say I'm going to do it, I've got to do it. This sense of pressure is on us to do it all, right? And to do it all perfectly. So I want to remind you that discipline isn't about never missing it, right? It's about always returning. And what I mean by that is when we're falling off, right? The reframe here is falling off as a pause, not a failure. So ask yourself, what's the next right step I can take today? Instead of spiraling into guilt of like not being able to do things or it not being perfect, I always ask myself, what can I just do today? Micro shifts keep the needle moving forward, especially when life's chaotic, right? Progress over perfection. I thank God I stopped being a perfectionist and a people pleaser. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I've healed those wounds, thank God. And now I just take consistent action, right? Progress all the time. All right. Tip number 3 for you is remember state before strategy. So when life be lifing, your energy and state matter more than your to-do list. Simple practices like breath work, body movement, affirmations, gratitude can reset your state of being, okay, in minutes. You don't even need to take a long time to do it, right? So form a grounded place. From like this grounded place, discipline feels easier because you're not forcing it from exhaustion. You're fueling it for intention. So hopefully that helps you. Keep the questions coming, guys. If you have a question, drop it in the chat. Like, don't be shy. I obviously am not mentioning your name, so I'd love to help you, right? Or send me a DM. I get DMs all the time. They're like, hey, I'm really struggling with this. How can I blah, 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 right? I'm here to help you. You have to be willing to ask for the help, you guys. Like, people cannot read your mind that you're freaking on the struggle bus, okay? So great questions, keep them coming. Okay, so going back to what it is that I want to talk about today, which is really all about determination, because being an entrepreneur, you have to be very determined, okay? This ultimately does come down to creating an all-in mindset. And I realized over the years that not everyone has built this mindset. I mean, for real. I feel like I built this mindset from when I was 7 years old as a gymnast, right? Because you can't half-ass gymnastics. You can't be in the middle of the flip and be like, fuck this, I'm out, right? Like, you are all in until you win it. Okay. So this athletic mindset is very much part of my all in mentality. Okay. So I want to actually take you back to 2 years ago. Okay. 2 years ago, my company exploded into something magical. Okay. I'm talking about massive expansion. I was literally a sales call assassin, crushing it. You could go into my mastermind group where I was a client in my coaches program, and you would see literally every other day a post from me. 10K day, celebrating a 20K day, $100,000 month, $176,000 week, speaking engagement here, podcast interview here, right? There was so much goodness happening in my life. So much. It like literally blew up in my face. And then everyone in my mastermind group started asking me how. They were literally sending me DMs and they were saying, Carissa, how are you growing at warp speed? Wasn't it just yesterday that you had a $10,000 day? How are you having a $5,000? How are you having a $30,000 day? They're like, how? What are you selling? Crack cocaine, right? They were like, what? Tell me the how. They wanted to know. They said, how are you growing at warp speed? We've literally watched you transform. So after about the third DM, I sat back and asked myself, what sets me apart from everybody else in this mastermind? Okay. What sets me apart from everybody else? Because even my coach was like, Carissa, what you're doing, he was like, the average entrepreneur does that in 5 to 6 years. What you're doing now, you're collapsing time. Okay. And I was like, shit, what am I doing? Right. So I took a day. I took a day off. I said, team, I've got to go. I got to go and like figure this shit out. This is gold. Because he said, Carissa, if you can teach other people how to have these massive amounts of results this quickly, you'll be a millionaire. And I was like, shit, okay. Right. So I took the day off. I went to this beautiful coffee shop. I did a meditation and I just grounded in. And I was like, why? Who am I? What makes me special? What makes me different from everybody else? How am I part of the 1% of entrepreneurs who are actually making money in their business right now? And I came to one conclusion. Can you guess it? Yeah. I live by a code. And that code is that no matter what I do, I go all in. It's a simple mentality. Okay. You see, a huge problem that I see so many entrepreneurs is that they allow distractions to get in their way of fully showing up. People, things, their own behaviors, right? Their own excuses. They allow self-doubt to creep in, and this keeps them stuck. And what they need is to create a go all in mindset. So the go all in mindset has 4 parts. Like this is how I had to reflect back to myself. I was like, oh my God, what makes you you, Carissa? Like, what the fuck? And I was like, this go in mindset has been building since I was a gymnast, first of all. So I've been like flexing this muscle, right? Ever since I was a little girl. I just didn't know it until my coach said, go figure this shit out because you're going to be a millionaire when you do. And I was like, okay, right? You ain't got to tell me twice. I'm a really great student. So yeah, I went and I took some time and I was like, what makes up a go all in mindset? And I came down to these 4 things: self-belief, self-trust, self-talk, self-responsibility. So let's back it up. Self-belief, right? You have to believe in yourself at a cellular level because nobody else is going to believe in your dream. Nobody else is going to want to work as hard as your business as you are. It's your business. And when the world, right, tries to reflect their fear into you, it's easy to start doubting yourself. I know it. When I went from corporate to coach, people were like, what are you going to do for money? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm going to fucking coach. And they're like, yeah, but like you're walking away from a 6-figure salary, a corporate, car, the expense account, everything. Like, shit, girl. They're like, what are you going to do if things don't go right? I'm like, things are going to go right. Like I just had this giant sense of belief in me, right? So yeah, you have to believe in yourself even when no one else believes in you. That's like part of the code, right? Okay, then we have self-trust. Trusting yourself to make good decisions. Remember, wake up call number 1 was all about making good, powerful, aligned decisions. You have to be willing to trust yourself that you can make a decision. And even if it's the wrong one, you can trust yourself to make another decision. You can trust yourself to get out of the mess that you're in. I, of course, trust myself because, guys, I have made some really shitty decisions in my life. And every single one of those decisions led me to where I am today. So I'm actually grateful for all the shit-so sandwiches that I freaking made for myself. I've learned to trust myself. Then, of course, there's self-talk, where the majority of the world is talking so much internal shit to themselves. I am my biggest cheerleader. So when self-doubt creeps in and lack of self-trust creeps in, right? Your own thoughts start saying, oh, you can't do this. Just go back. You don't know enough. You're not smart enough. You can't charge that much. Like all of that itty bitty shitty committee inside of your head starts talking and running the show. Yeah, that's the average person. What if you don't make money? And I'm thinking, what if I do? Like, are you crazy? Like, of course I'm going to be successful, right? I am my biggest cheerleader. I give myself pep talks all the time. Okay. All right. And then the 4th and final step to creating an all-in mindset is self-responsibility. This is probably, this lesson came into the equation about 7 years ago. Okay. So I'm not going to go into another story with you guys, but I've realized that when I take radical responsibility for where I'm at, for the results that I have, for the life that I'm living, for the money that I'm making, when I take responsibility and I'm like, okay, you're clearly playing a role in this whole story. When I take radical responsibility for the results that I have, that puts me back in control, right? It's when we think we're out of control and we think we need everybody else to come and save us. I'm like, girl, no, I will save myself. Right? I will take ownership of where the hell I'm at and I will become responsible, right? I will take responsibility for where I'm at. And when a woman takes radical responsibility, she goes out of victim mode and into the hero of her story. She gets out of the trunk of the car and she gets into the damn driver's seat, right? Responsibility is huge. Okay. All right. So guys, I'm curious, drop in the comments, which of these 4 mindset all-in parts, right? Which of these 4 parts do you need to strengthen the most? Do you need to work on your belief system? Do you need to start trusting yourself more? Do you need to start talking to yourself more positively? Or do you need to just take some damn responsibility for where you're at? Right? Where are you on that level? Go ahead and drop in the chat. And what questions do you have around how you can start to strengthen that? Because the truth is, 2 years ago, I went all in. I pushed the chips in and I said, Carissa, you ain't never going back to being broke. No more half-ass, energy. No more 1 foot in, 1 foot out. No more dabbling. I fully embodied this sense of determination. I am unstoppable. Because when you go all in on your business, on your life, on your marriage, on your health, anything becomes possible. So the difference between hustling for 6 figures and scaling with ease does come down to determination, because that determination will fuel the confidence you need to grow. I told you, today was like fire, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so tomorrow is the very last mini episode. I don't ever normally do any type of work on the weekend, but I'm going to come here and give you the final session. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to talk about wake up call number 4, which is all about directing your time with a method that I created called the drive method. And this one ties everything together, so you're not going to want to miss it. All right. So if you're constantly feeling like you don't have enough time to get it all done, like you don't have enough time to build your business the way you want it, like you don't have enough time to make all the sales calls, tomorrow's going to be a game changer for you. So if you're ready to go all in on your business and you don't have a coach or a mentor, or you're not happy with your current coach, or you're not getting the results that you want, book a 15-minute call with me. I will show you exactly where you are leaving $100,000 or more on the table and how to scale it with confidence and consistency. I'm going to drop the links in the comments. It's your job to decide that you want to step into the best version of you, but that's only your decision. I cannot beg you to become great. You have to be willing to say, okay, it's going to be scary, but I'm going to do it. All right, you guys. So thank you so much for joining me for episode 4. I will see you all tomorrow for episode 5 for the drive method and really teaching you how to master your time like a millionaire. So I love you. Have a beautiful day. Go kick some ass, make some sales, and get your ass determined, because it's time to go all in. Bye for now.